Well, hello and welcome to another episode of The Card Show. Hope everyone is well. This is slightly later than advertised or usual for the bank holiday Monday. Found myself busier than usual. So, yeah, slight delay in the pod. Come out today, though. A nice Tuesday surprise. How about that one? Um, yeah, hope everyone had a good bank holiday. Sports galore, F1, Lando, 23 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I think it's going to be interesting running. I think I talked about this a few podcasts ago. It kind of makes F1 a bit more interesting again. I think a lot of people, especially last year, just sort of clocked out a little bit, and it kind of had that high in it because of Drive to Survive, COVID, the first sort of products in cards with the Chrome and obviously the Sapphire. Um, and then, yeah, last couple of years, 21, 22, it's not really done as well in the hobby. But having this little fight towards the end of the season, a lot of driver changes could draw a bit more interest into it. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, football as well, in almost full swing. The transfer deadline coming up in a few days. I'm hoping my boys City sign someone. Obviously, Alvarez is gone, so won't mind a little backup striker. Won't mind a defender. Won't mind a defender coming in. Not gonna lie, because Stone's injured quite a lot, So yeah, won't mind a defender as well. I think Rico Lewis is looking good. I think Eze's one of the most unlucky guys in the Prem. This is first game gets that wonder goal disallowed, and then second game, it hits like the section of the crossbar and the post, which beautiful goal. But yeah, I think it's Sabino's looking decent. United look like United, unfortunately. They don't think they were great. I think Scholes said it well on one of the football things with Carry It's called, not the overlap. Is it the overlap? Whatever that one's called. That it seems to be end to end. There's no sort of no gundo in the middle to sort of slow it down, take this thing out the game, control the game, and that's what United are missing. And he's probably right. They're not far off being a top team. United, they are just missing that extra someone in midfield to sort of say, listen, I've got this. I've got this. Give me the ball. I'll take this thing out of this game. We can control it here. Brighton looks good. They play well. Forest look decent. So yeah, interesting Premier League season ahead. I think Arsenal, Liverpool as well. It's kind of shocking people with this Arnie Slot stuff. People thought it was going to be like United. You lose your manager for X amount of years. It's had such an impact for them to go, and how does the team react? And we're seeing that Masala looks like a man on a mission. I think it's his little send off present, maybe possibly Van Dijk as well. Maybe Arnold. A little send off, get Liverpool the title. We'll see. We'll see. Long way to go yet. Season's not one in August, as you say. Well, NFL is obviously everyone's had the 3 games. Not for the preseason. A lot of teams making cuts. See, the Chiefs made 12 cuts in the last few hours. Obviously, they've re-signed Juju Smith-Schuster. I enjoyed the Smith-Schuster year. Him, MVS got us a Super Bowl against the Eagles. I believe he was a player that was fouled at pass interference, maybe, that led us to keep that winning drive on, because if that hadn't have gone, we would have had to kick for a field goal, and it would have been a different ball game. But his shirt was pulled, it was called, and you really had to run down the clock, and the rest was history, as they say. So it'd be interesting to be back. I think as well the wide receiver plays the room in Chiefs is actually quite a decent one. It's like where you don't really need Juju. And what sort of Juju do you get at his age? Not had the best sort of year at the Pats. So yeah, interesting. What sort of interesting. I think the plus side is you sort of know what sort of player you're getting, and two, he knows the scheme, he knows the coaching staff, he knows a lot of stuff. So that's going to be a plus. I do think he'll be down there on the depth chart. I do think, obviously, I know Hollywood Brown is injured and probably will miss a week or two. But I think Xavier Worthy looks like he's going to be one for the speed. Nicole Hardman is another one there with Juju, and he's sort of reliable, dependable-ish. Knows the scheme, knows where he's got to be. Kadarius Toney, is he done? I see Rashi Rice doesn't look like to have a ban for this season, so he'll probably be wide receiver 2 while Hollywood's out. Xavier Wavy, wide receiver 1, which is a big call on a rookie. Justin Watson, I think he's underrated as a wide receiver. Yeah. Sky Moore, Justin Ross. So it's quite a filled wide receiver room. So it is a surprising one. I'm liking this Carson Steele, the Man of Steel, as well. I think he's looking good. I don't think he has any. I think he's got a few unofficial cards. I've had a look because he's had a bit of a news worthy sort of game performances. So it'll be interesting with Lewis Reese Samet if he can make the roster or he gets put on the practice squad. Hasn't been given the most time, and when he has, he was usually with I think Ian Book, who also has been cut as well as a quarterback. So they're sticking with Mahomes, Carson Wentz, and Oladokan. So yeah, interesting times there. Interesting times. Obviously, the Eagles got Jahan Dotson as well to strengthen up their wide receivers. We don't know what's going on with Brandon Ayuk at 49ers. The last two people to go and challenge Chiefs in the Super Bowls. Bengals are plodding along. Joey B looking like Slim Shady. He'll have a point to prove. No one's really talking about Josh Allen, which is interesting. I think obviously MVS is his wide receiver, probably 2 or 3, with Diggs being gone. But the young lads there, Keon Coleman, and they're looking good. They're looking good. I know you got a big time. Was it Game Time Gabe Davis? But yeah, I think they'll be all right. It'd be interesting with Von Miller. Obviously, been there a few years, but injuries have ruined it for him. I think they're managing him a lot better. I think they've brought someone else as well to sort of learn under him. So they're obviously a decent team to look out for. I think everyone's getting excited now. Caleb Williams has looked decent. I've managed to profit on his cards that I picked up. I didn't go for the license stuff like the Topps Chromes, just because the buy-in was a lot higher. So the plan was to sort of appeal more to the Bears fans. So Upper Deck did some. I do some cards for people watching. I do some cards with me. I mean, no, I don't. I bought some with me, some ungraded ones. But yeah, I had the Upper Deck. Was it Exquisite? I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. But it was him in sort of like a tracksuit, basically. You just turn up to a photo shoot in a tracksuit. They take pictures, holding the ball, to a few poses. And then he actually signs him. I think I got rid of the on-card auto for a nice bit of profit. I think it was 50% profit. So when you get that sort of profit, you take it. It's getting to that stage now where you're going to get a lot of the tops, obviously unlicensed stuff from Caleb Williams. We've seen a few of his stuff already. I think his first, did he win for his first game? Tense, I can't remember. But yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff for him coming out for sure. Tops now, I reckon, with jerseys, etc. But again, it'll be unlicensed. And then obviously on the licensed side, you won't get his autos. So to have him in his tracksuit, it was kind of, you don't, it was all right. They're nice looking pictures, and they do well. So yeah, I picked up a few of them, and so far so good. The other big one is I sold my Patrick Mahomes Domrus Optic rated rookie PSA 9. That's gone only because of the hollow. It was sad to do, but the money was there again. So the hype for NFL is real. So yeah, maybe I'll run through sort of my stuff like that on another episode. Maybe I'll do a video about that. Maybe I will. But anyway, this podcast, I want to talk about card shops. I was lucky enough to be doing a bit of work down the Third Down trading card shop. Obviously, it's still not a open, fully functional shop, but it's a premises. It's a premises that's obviously getting work done on it. So I wasn't like I was getting my hands ripping boxes or getting my hands dirty, plastering walls, but I was there seeing the progression so far, seeing the premises, seeing the area. Beautiful area, by the way, up near Hebden Bridge. That was, so for me, it was obviously in Manchester. It was a short Met ride to Manchester Central, and then Piccadilly. I don't know where I went to. I had to walk to Victoria. I didn't have to. I could have got a train, but it just would have been a train for 2 seconds to get off and get another train. So I went to Victoria, jumped on a train. It's 28 minutes to Hebden Bridge. So perfect. And then you get off, and it's just like old worldly. I don't know, a couple, not like them old sort of big yellowy sort of golden sandy brick building houses and mountainous backdrops. Very green, very green. And then you get to the road the shop's on. You go, nice sandwich up there. I think there's like a coffee shop, a restaurant, and then it hits you. This beam of light, this card shop. I'm excited for everyone to see it when it's done. I'm obviously excited for third down displays, which will be third down trading card shop to sort of put more on their socials so you can see what it looks like now. It's going to look like. I mean, I'm back there in a couple of weeks to when there's obviously a lot more is done. But I was lucky enough to spend time with Ben and then obviously his family came later on, so which was nice. His little son was rummaging through all the for the cards. He's getting the best ones. He's gonna have the best collection going. I'm telling you. He was going through the Pokemon cards. He's definitely getting the best ones. He was sorting them out very well as well. He was counting how many of each cards we had, and he was dividing them all up. He was underpaid. He was underpaid. And then Chris came later on. We had to shoot some stuff with Chris, where we had to run through the sort of the building, the vision, what's going to be where and what. So it's really, I was really, really blessed to be in that scenario. So I can't thank them enough for that. Hope they enjoy and use the footage we got. But I can't wait for everyone to see. I can't wait for everyone to see the final product, obviously, and experience that. I think it's gonna be a great place. I do need to ring my boy. I need to catch up with Sports Card UK Dan. I think it'd be a cool place for a good trade. I know it's a long way, but next summer, that barbecue there, if the trade event sports on, it's really good, like cheeky little weekend. Yeah, I did. And it was a little like basketball 5-cycle, literally just next door, pretty much to the shop. So little park and the views from that park, unbelievable. So I'm excited. It's actually a bigger shop than I thought it was going to be as well. I don't know why. I thought it was going to be a small shop, but yeah, they've gone big. They've gone big. I like it. That's a good car park as well. Good little car park space. Again, it talks about potentially having like a barbecue section there in summer times, gazebo, etc. Making it proper family inclusive. It's going to be a wide selection of products, which is obviously a plus for everyone in the hobby when you can get everything from your base cards, complete your sets, your inserts, your parallels, your sports, your TCG, your Pokemon, your slabs, your sealed products, and then a few little breaking stations, which is always nice. So yeah, I think it's going to be a few little sneaky surprises there that I won't divulge on this podcast. Which I think add nice little touches. So yeah, I'm looking forward to everyone to sort of seeing the shop and embracing that, and there is a few obviously shops around now, which is obviously always great for us people in this hobby when we have more shops coming up. So I think we're still a few weeks away yet for this one opening. So it'll probably just after sort of the beginning of the season of NFL, close to sort of the end of the season for and like Christmas breaky sort of time. But yeah, it's going to be interesting either way. But I think this is something as well that not only the local community will sort of get behind, but hoping that the card community gets around. It's had just 28 minutes to be precise on a trade, and then it's a few minutes down the road by taxi, bus, etc. Or if you're driving, obviously you drive your own way there from the taxi. But yeah, for someone like myself, you take a little electric bike, like just scooter, you'd be there in no time after the train. Bliss. So let's go. Let's talk about some of these other shops. So we currently have Kaboom's cards in Wells Terrace at Finsbury Park. That's been going for a while. You've probably seen them at shows. They do host trade nights as well, so make sure you're checking their socials, find out when the next trade night is. Chat to them at card shows. They do quite a few. Usually, I would say that there seem to be a lot of like the down south ones, but I get it. If you to come to a show like Scotland, Newcastle, Manchester. He's probably going to cost a lot of time, money, and effort with shutting down the shop for the day potentially, taking X, Y, Z stock. What stock do you take? Do you have to rent a van for that? And all sort of nonsense. Do you stay over for a night or two? Yeah, so I get it, but they're always nice guys. Always, yeah. And again, people seem to love their trade events. I've not been to one yet, but my boy Dan, you've probably seen his vlogs. If not, go on his channel, Sports Card UK. Check out his vlogs. And yeah, he always vlogs from the trade events, and he seems to be food, drinks, a lot of the people you probably recognize my hobby. So a lot of like chill time, a lot of friends, and a lot of deals. Yeah, so it seems good. It seems like a good one. I would like to get one. I'd love to. I love one. I know it sounds controversial, but I'd love one on the weekend where there's a show. So I'm down there. I go down there a bit early on a Friday, which I always used to anyway, just to avoid traffic, etc. And go to trade night there. I can sort of refresh and maybe get out of stock potentially easier as well. And then go to like a London card show with some cards that I didn't think I'd have, some cards that have, I may have now to bundle up for a bigger trade, or might have smaller cards because I've traded out a bigger card that I can try and sell for for cash or use as trade myself. So that would be more convenient, but I suppose for me, but I suppose for them it's probably more stress as they've got to get themselves sorted for the show the next morning. But that would be nice. That'd be nice. Then we have Sports Trading Cards UK up at Enterprise Way, Edenbridge. Probably one of the longest, or 2019 I think they started, so one of the longest in the sort of the hobby. Wasn't always somewhere you could just go 24/7 sort of thing. Wasn't always a shop that was like that. You had to sort of book in by appointments. They a few months back opened up to be open more, to the public pretty much most days. They obviously don't just do sports cards. They do have signed memorabilia as well. Again, you'll probably always see them at shows. Especially at London, they have a massive show in there, got a few tables. And they also break on whatnot as well, like everyone else seems to. With the newer shop, Sports Cards Direct, Faraday Road in Plymouth. Again, someone you may have seen at shows prior. They also run CardCon, which is a card show down in Farnborough. It only happens once a year, but a very good show. I didn't go to the second one, to the first one. I had a really good time there. One of my favorite shows, like vibe, sort of like the whole weekend sort of thing. That makes sense. It was like, I don't know if it just sort of seemed to like the perfect storm. Like the amount of new people coming to the amount of older friends I'd already met throughout the last like year, 6 months that had been coming to shows. It was such a big event as well. It's such a big venue. And everyone just seemed to be local. I don't know, and it just seems like one of them good weekends. Like the card show in general was really good, but like the event around it all. It was a 2-dayer for the first one, but with no trade night. At the time, I didn't really. I wouldn't say it was like, oh yeah, that's one thing that was missing, because I think we all went back to Holiday Inn just across the road, and there was a big sort of trade event sort of thing happening there that just sort of formed. I think Arsenal were playing City in a cup game as well, so that was on. It was nice. A few of us went to like McDonald's and some food and just enjoyed ourselves around there. Sunday was obviously it started off very quiet, so I was like, oh, I might jump off it. Go back to Manchester. Farnborough to Manchester is like a long day. It's, it's a train into. I didn't do London. I did train to like Reading, I think, and then Reading to Manchester, which wasn't any better or any worse. It just is what it is. Was what it was. So yeah, I left. I say earliest, still I was there in the morning. Left midday-ish, 1-ish, 2-ish maybe, and then thinking, it's quiet, which it was. I get back and I was just showers done. Why everyone sort of came, it got well busy. It's like typical, Jesus. So yeah, everyone else seemed to do it, which is good. Maybe I left too soon. I could have made some more deals. Could have picked up something. I don't know, but yeah, it seemed to end well, which was good. I think a lot of people just was maybe too hungover. Just got there a bit later on that Sunday. But yeah, keep an eye on their socials, because they'll be announcing CardCon 3, I believe, for the new year soon, which is interesting. Usually the first quarter of the year, so it's kind of like weird, busy time, but not too busy in the card show hobby. You'll get like spurts, won't you? Then a gap, then spurts again, and we'll see what happens there. And the last for currently open ones that I know of, there is other shops. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking like specific sports card, sort of newer shops that are coming around, selling the modern cards as well as other things, and possibly people you'll see at shows or even run a show, as we just had them with CardCon and Sports Cards Direct, and also with this next one, which is Triple C's in Quinborough, Leicester. Now I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it is what it is. It was what it was. They also run, well, it's co-owned. So one of the owners also runs the Leicester Card Show. I'm pretty sure that both of them run the Leicester Card Show. That's Cardi Lee, also runs, yes, the Leicester Card Show. They opened up a good few months ago. They also sell, memorabilia. So make sure you're checking out their website. So you might see anything you might. Their Instagram, should I say? I don't think they have a website, but make sure you're checking their Instagram, their socials, see what's going on there, see what products are getting in from signed jerseys, Funkos, TCG Sports, and again, they do run the Leicester Card Show. And then we go on to shops that are just opening up soon. We'll start off with Football Cards Direct. I don't know if they got a name for their shop just yet, so leave it there. That's going to be in Loughborough. People will know Football Cards Direct, probably one of the biggest. I would say suppliers. What are they? Distributors, maybe, for products. They obviously break as well. It's going to be their first foray. See that there? Into this sort of kind of things. I don't think they've had a shop prior or anywhere you could go and buy products from them other than if they were at a show. There seems to be a lot more shows recently than they have done like a year or so ago. I don't remember that many shows. Whereas recently there seems to be a lot more shows. Always nice people. When I've met them. So I'm presuming the shop's going to be just the same sort of ambiance as what they have, very nice, welcoming people. So make sure you're following the Football Cards Direct for any further news there. If Loughborough is close to you or close enough to you there, it's not too far from me, to be fair. And last but not least, obviously, one we just talked about, the third down trading card shop, that is Crossroads, West Yorkshire. So when I said Ebden Bridge, that's just because that was my train destination stop. I don't know the difference between Crossroads, West Yorkshire, and Hebden Bridge. Personally, I'm presuming it's just a little location change, which is not too far because I got the train to Hebden Bridge and got there in no time. So that is my honest opinion on that stuff. But if you're close, if you can get there, I recommend checking any of those shops out that you may be close to, or even if you're going to way to somewhere, check the socials, get the full addresses, and try and nip in. I said you got a couple: London, Edenbridge, Plymouth, Loughborough, Leicester, West Yorkshire. I said, and they're just sort of the newer, moderner ones. There is plenty of old school sort of vintagey short shops, but probably don't sell the sort of newer products. One being Welling Collectibles, which I know I say his name 4 times this episode. Jesus, Sports Cars UK Dan. I know him. Pretty sure Joe JJJ Cards. Frequent that shop or used to frequent that shop. They know it quite well. It's obviously not too far. So yeah, I think Max's Sports Cards, I think he talked about it the other day as well. I don't know if he's been there. I think I've bought some stuff off them at, I say Brighton Card Show as well. He was a really nice gentleman. I think it was a couple of gentlemen. It was really nice. So yeah, and I know there's places like that around. I think there's a few places similar to me. And then obviously on the TCG side of things, which only TCG, there's loads of shops. Also, we have the Pokey Chloe and Pokey Dean, the Collectors Card House. Has been open for a few months now, and they seem to be doing really well. So yeah, there is plenty more options coming out, but for sports specific, this is just sort of going. Obviously, you can get certain soccer products at your J. Sainsbury's, your Tesco's, and your Game. So I know W. Smith, I think, still do random stuff as well. So, but it's a good rise. I'm believing. I think all these shops rising like this. What is it? All rising tide raises all ships. So, it's good to see. Hopefully this, not only us in the hobby already can sort of go and support these shops. I'm not saying to be there every day, and every weekend, etc. But to go support, it doesn't cost you anything to share, like, and comment on their posts, etc. And spread a bit of awareness. That's all I'd say that part. But we need to support it. And hopefully they do enough in their local community to try and get some new customers, new interest, and even some older people that may have collected way back when and now want to collect again. That is definitely a sort of goal, I believe, that should be not easily attainable, but should be one that's on their list. Try and get some new people from these areas to come to their local shop, spend time, get involved in buying, selling, trading, collecting, etc., and all things we love in this hobby. But yes, what an episode! What an episode of me just talking about shops, card shops, and these new shops opening. What time to be alive? I do have a few more episodes coming up about talking about cars, grading, etc., etc., sort of grading process, just because of questions that have been asked recently. So I was like, okay, it may not be actually a pod because I'll probably have to film a lot of stuff. So maybe just a video goes on the Packroom Homes YouTube channel. But yes, I'll be talking about comps, how I go for comps. I obviously, I use Market Movers, and if you want to use Market Movers too, you can download the app. But if you go to the website, it's marketmoversapp.com, use the code Mahomes, you'll get a 14-day free trial. No money taken, cancel if you don't like it, and then 20% off any of the packages you choose. There's 3 packages to choose from. You don't have to go for the Ayatollah rock and roll, the most expensive one, although it's quite good. The medium one is just as good, and the low one's just as good if you're using it just for certain things. If you're just looking for quick comps, and obviously 130 point, obviously just released that app, which makes that a lot easier. It's Card Ladder, Card Hedger, so there's plenty of options. And I do kind of use all 3 of them. I will say Market Movers is my go-to, just because I'm a member there. I'm affiliate. I'm affiliated. Be kind of daft me not to, and I just find it quite easy. They have a very good database, and then sometimes if I see a card that may be up like twice, and and it's the exact same card, so that it didn't sell, then sold. For instance, I will check other ones. Maybe I always check 130 point as well. But I will check other ones just to see if there's any sort of verification, because I know sometimes Market Movers may verify that wasn't a real sale quicker than Card Ladder, and sometimes vice versa. Same with Card Hedger. Sometimes they will verify that this is legit sale, that price, this is not, and they take it off. So instead of there being a comp for 500, then next 5 days later, maybe a comp of the exact same card, for let's say 400. All of a sudden, it turns out I can't then say to people, I want sort of 5 to 4, so I want 450 for right in the middle. And it turns out that 500 didn't get paid for, so 400 is last comp and whatever's before, that sort of thing. So then you've got to base it off them. So I always like to be as accurate and fair as possible. So I think finding those legit sales is very important. So it's always good to sort of just double check a few different places, just to make sure that all the comps line up, because like I said, you may get some that don't get verified, you may get some that get missed as well, if different auction houses, etc. Because Market Mover does do a few, and same with 130. I don't think there's one out that does them all. With like Heritage, Pristine, Fanatics Live, which now PWCC, etc. eBay. Obviously, they won't do Whatnot, so there'll be stuff on there that you might miss. Obviously, I think someone does do Whatnot, but I can't remember who. Maybe it is Market Movers. So I don't think they do Whatnot just yet. Maybe eBay, obviously they do. But there's other things like that, like Loop and all these other American sort of sites. The Card Hobby as well, I believe, is not picked up yet. So on a lot of them, so that'll be interesting. But what else get asked? Cards, grading, cleaning, pricing. Just my general tactics, really, I suppose. So I'll probably do a video of that. I'm gonna try. Obviously, hopefully we're spoken by the time this comes out anyway. I'm gonna try and speak to my boy Sports God UK. I want to catch up with him. So I'm gonna try and blend a catch up into a podcast with him this week if it's free. Just I've not really spoken to him for a while. I kind of miss him, but don't tell him that. I don't think he listens this far. 28 minutes in, I don't think we listened, so we're all right. So I will try and get him on a pod, because one, not only do I love him, not only do we all love him, we've not really celebrated his over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's smashing it on TikTok as well, doing this very short form content. So it'll be interesting to get his insights in that and why he sort of moved on TikTok. I'll say he posts. I don't go on TikTok as much as I should, but when I do, there's always stuff from him, always. And he seems to be smashing it. So we'll delve more into that as well, and why he's sort of opting for the TikTok sort of short form content as opposed to doing sort of weekly vlogs. I mean, because if you remember correctly, he was doing sort of stuff like his week, a week in a life of Dan, and then he was doing his vlogs, etc. And so it's interesting to hear his thoughts on content, how it's changed, how he's evolved as a content creator, the hobby, how his whole sort of evolved as a seller. He talked very openly about the last London Card Show, how it's one of his best, and it wasn't his, all his PSA 10 and PSA 9s that he spent all his money on to buy the card and getting graded. It was the lower end stuff that was raw. So it's gonna be, I think it'll be very interesting. And it's always good to give him his flowers. So yeah. Well, thanks for listening. 30 minutes in, crazy podcast about card shops. I was just very, very how do you say it? I was just very sort of energized coming being at the Third Down trading card shop, and I think it just left me in a certain space where I was like, I want to express the love about card shops and what the Third Down boys are doing and girls, because it's just a multi-sexual team, dual sexual team. I don't know what I'm saying there. But yeah, you know, I always got a lot of love for Third Down. They don't sponsor this podcast; they sponsor another one, which is called Top Loaded Podcast, and they'll be out tonight as well. Because I am really bad by doing it a day late because I'm on holiday Monday. But we're all allowed little bank holiday, right? So I hope everyone had a good bank holiday weekend. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you enjoyed my little talk about shops, and you know, hope there's a shop near you soon you can go and visit. And if not, try and vacate some time to come down one. I'm sure, especially at Third Down, they'll be doing some trade events, some sporting events where you can come watch the NFL, which kind of going to be crazy because that goes on till crazy mornings. The food that was really nice that I had, so that's all I can say on that part. But I'm thinking it's going to be a really good hub for the community, and it's kind of like not centrally located, but it's kind of centrally located in the UK, really. You know, it's 28 minutes on a train from Manchester. I don't know what it means to everyone else, but you know, seems decent. If it's decent for me, it's decent for everyone. But no, but thanks everyone. I will see you guys soon. Will do some more videos that I keep saying I'm gonna do about my collection. It's because I've got quite a few sort of cards that I collect, you know, in the PC of my homes. So I might break it down to like the raw collection and my graded stuff and make it easier. So it's not like a 20-minute just me picking up cards going, ooh. I can actually just breathe a little bit and say, this raw because I like it because of this. This is select. This is prism. This is dragon scale. Ooh. But yeah, all those things. But no, I appreciate you guys. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. All the best. Peace.